Everyone, Nether here. Today I'm going to be giving you a tour of all of the settlements that Schlorben has enslaved. I mean, saved. That's even the right word. So, for starters, we're going to start with Sanctuary. So, over here we have an eye machine that is brighter than the surface of the sun, so that anyone using it gets immediately blinded. Of course, we got gambling machines, workout equipment, the huge. We got, yeah, I wonder why. This guy was riding it before, and it tastes the testicles if they don't do it fast enough for my taste. Over here, we got some power armor I'm just setting up, for my collection. We got a shit ton of plasma pistols being constantly produced and littered everywhere for some fucking reason.
She's working through the loss in her
Give me a second.
own way.
God damn it. Shut up! There we go. Anyway, in here we're making 45 rounds. In here we're making 10mm pistols. And in here we're making 308 rounds. I got a robotic workshop. Over here, there's for some reason a Brahmin in here, and I don't know why. But I kept him here so he shits directly onto the sleeping bags. And of course, we got some toilets, some sinks, a water fountain, some chairs to watch people take a shit in. There's Codsworth. Over here is power armor collection, stuff that I've collected throughout my time in the Commonwealth, Up here is the Nuka World and Far Harbor power armors, the Vim, Overboss, Quantum, and Nuka-Cola power armor. Up here's my bedroom, where, I sleep occasionally, why is there a scalpel in here? Right, I put it in there as a joke. And there's scissors in there too. Now, someone took a fucking baseball bat. Are you fucking kidding me? Whatever. I have all of my items duplicated, because I learned a dupe glitch recently, and put on the wall here, including my Doom armor. It's a nice little thing, and this is where I normally put my power armor. If I'm not using it, that's where I plan to retire it. And then this thing is literally just power armor storage, so you don't need to worry about that. Over here we got the fields. We got a hauling power armor that I've never once used because of the pack mule perk. We got drinking buddy. Shut up. And over here we got all named and special weapons, on the wall. Right here, I mean, you normally don't really find, what the fuck, okay. You normally don't find Assaultron blades or Mr. Handy, Buzz blades, so I decided to put it up there. Just some nice stuff. And we got outfits, all upgraded, including Grognak's loincloth, which I love to wear. I think it's really funny. All these outfits. And this is Schlorben's personal attire. There's nothing on there. Because he doesn't like clothes. He finds them restrictive. Anyway, let's go to Red Rocket. So over here we have Sheffield's bedroom, because Sheffield is the GOAT. I love him. Ooh, bottle caps. What are you firing at? This is Gracie. My guard dog. up here I have the dog room. You know, beds for all the dogs. Hi, Duke. I got them a bunch of food, including mongrel dog meat. Because Schlorben is a cannibal. And he expects his pets to do the same. And of course, you know, we got a bunch of canned food. They got a TV, got a jukebox, they got a water dispenser. They're living the high life. This is Mr. Freezy. He has cryo tubes. And this is where all of the settlers work my fields. And there's another Brahmin here that shits on the floor and they slip over it. Now let's go to Abernathy Farms, where I've built something a little bit special. So, of course, we got the field. We got a Quantum Radstag here. I love him. What? What the fuck are you shooting at? We got the Vault-Tec rep. You know, we got a couple settlers. You got some money machines. Oh. Oops.
What just happened?
Looks like an Abernathy died. Oh no. I won't be able to live with myself. I don't care. Anyway. So you might be wondering, Nether, what the fuck is this? And it might look empty. Well, let's go above. These are gunner cages. Full of gunners, which I would normally turn on, but I didn't feel like doing it for the video. I was lazy, okay, sue me. So, the gunners will drop down, take damage, and then get absolutely fucking blasted with rocket turrets. And then, I go down, eat their corpses, strip them down to their undies, and, sell their goods. It's humane. Schlorben isn't a murderous psychopath. He is an artiste. And anyone who disagrees with that will get eaten. Anyway, let's go to Starlight Drive-In after my ramble about how Israel is not a real country. I'm joking. So, this place is full of Brahmin. We have an absolute fuck ton of Brahmin. Because Schlorben loves his Brahmin. He flies into a murderous rage if anyone fucks with his Brahmin. The settlers sleep over here. And, well, basically what can only be described as the most dingiest apartment ever. With lights blinding them while they sleep. But normally you're supposed to remove the radioactive barrels. I did not do that. So the water that is being pumped here is irradiated. And settlers will collapse from the radiation. Because I placed all their like workout equipment and shit nearby. All of these stuff nearby. And this guy, who stands here day and night, gets pelted with irradiation. And of course, you got gambling machines because Schlorben needs to make his money. He also occasionally will come around and just commit unarmed unga bunga.
Crops been growing pretty good lately. I've almost figured out.
I don't care. Anyway, let's go to Ten Pines Bluff. Now, there's something I actually have to remove that I forgot about. So this is Beatbot, who has a baton and a hammer saw. Shut up. So this is Settler, you know. Just kick them in the penis and run away. You got them farming, slaving away. I'll put settlers on the bike when I feel like it. Work them until they die. Now this is the only way for them to get into their beds. So they have to go through saw blade traps. Now let me just quickly get rid of this. So this person
Out here,
has
we
been
gotta
here
take things one day at a
day and night for like a year now in game. Lazy fuck, get to work with a water bottle. Cause you know,
Yeah.
Schlorben needs entertainment. Of course, you got the water pumps over there. You know, I've done what can only be described as the bare minimum for these guys. Now to Outpost Zimongiana. Outpost, Zibblebobble. So, it might look normal, with a bunch of fucking robots farming, making me money, but if you turn around, you'll see a settler here, surrounded by blade traps and fire flamethrower trap.
You know,
They're stuck here and surrounded by robots who I have programmed to insult her and harass her after they get finished picking the fields for my amusement. Of course, you know, you got stuff here, you know, to make them happy. She has never once slept in the singular bed that is right here. Never once. Or used these machines. Or used those. She's been trapped here in agony. Let's go to the slog. So, shut up, robot! So, I have a bunch of ugly ass robots that I've designed to be rather hideous, forced to farm labor for me, and whatever the fuck this guy is. So,
yes.
I farm purified water here, tar berries there, and of course, my favorite, mutt fruit and human suffering.
Yes?
Because these guys live in fear that I'll come by and just start committing unarmed unga bunga to them. Like this dude. I'm actually generally nicer to the settlements that produce me money, okay? Or I'm not because I'm bored as fuck. It goes both ways, you know? So this is Kingsport Lighthouse. As you can see, it has a lighthouse there. You know, we have a bunch of stuff here. A spike trap here. Pillories. Scrappers. You know, trap doors for people to get to their work. Saw blade traps on this side, but not this side. Because I'm actually going to block it off right now. And yes, before you ask, I did forget. There we go. And this activates all the Tesla coils that are littered around. Up here, we got Jack Cabot watching the settlers while they sleep. Or these two settlers. The rest sleep in the lighthouse while being extremely cramped, okay? As you can see, 4 sleep there. 5 sleep here. And then up here, we got 2 more. Just parkour my way down. You see, I like to think Schlorben is more of an artiste. You know? Despite him being a crippling, addicted, alcoholic cannibal. And by the way, I did take a Dictol before this because I needed more AP to run around with during this. And don't worry, I have enough chems to keep me satisfied for days. So, over here we got the Mutfruit Plantation. And in order for them to get to their beds, which is in this giant box, they have to go through here. And they sleep in here. This person...
I hope you can help.
Just wanted to trade a few things.
Go ahead.
Thank you for your money. Ow. Now, outside, I do have a thing to turn off the blade traps whenever I'm going in just to do some stuff. And I always turn it on when I'm done here. Got purified water in the corner there. You know, all the nice stuff. So, let's go to Tafington Bahot a house. Now, this one is one I've tortured fairly recently. So, as you can see, we got an absolute fuck ton of water over there. They got crowded workout equipment where they kick each other on. You know, slot machines, drugged drink machines. You know. And these beds here are almost always empty. And you might be like, Nether, what the f... Shut up. Now, if we just go up here, you got more saw blade traps, and these are where a bunch of settlers live. For how long, you might ask? For as long as I fucking say so. So these guys are here day and night, tempted by food and water, which they so desperately want. And these turrets will fire at them if they try to escape. Not really. Hi, how are you? So these guys are just being constantly tormented by the thing they want most. Purified water and Mutfruit, the nectar of the gods. I think it's really funny, okay? No, I don't do anything with Covenant because I fucking hate it, okay? If you like Covenant, seek help. No, dead ass. Seek fucking help. Anyway. So, this right here is Bunker Hill that I've basically colonized. But if we go up here, oh yeah, don't mind that mess, please. So over here is a bunch of trapdoors that lead to the only chairs in this entire place. Workout equipment where this dude can do handstands and shit. The you know, you got a bunch of that stuff there. And then...
Almost ready to do another circuit. Only lost 2 men on the last one.
Can you shut up? Anyway, you got beds there. And this.
Hey, no offense, but you ain't caravan folk. Beat it.
So they have to go through it to get to the only chair. That's a placeholder. I actually meant to place a toilet there, but I genuinely forgot. And of course, the poop will fall right down there. It's the only toilet. And this is placed in a way that when someone works here, it would both be amusing and funny to flip them off. You see, Schlorben has some issues, okay? But he is an artiste. Now over here, we have slot machines. And the person who sits here has to, like, sit with their knees to their chest. Same with this person. I mean, look, their feet are in the fucking ground. I think it's really funny. Yes. Now, you might be wondering, Nether, where are your companions, as they weren't in Sanctuary Hills? Well, let me show you. Jesus Christ, shut up. Alright, this is where all of my settlers are, and Schlorben will occasionally come around to brutalize the shit out of them.
You're gonna pay for that.
Shut up.
What we discussed earlier. You're gonna be...
Over here we have a duping machine because I needed it. Now, my original plan was to have all of the companions put in pillories, but they just kind of break and they stand still. Also, here's Deacon. Hi, Curie. Hey, Nick. Fuck you.
Something I always wondered about mutants. What's with
Shut up, Preston.
what the hell's the use of a mutant?
Now, these turrets were meant to hold them in place, but unfortunately, life hates that. Also,
Last time we talked, I hope I didn't bore you to death by dumping my life story on you. Yeah, in fact,
Right.
as we've been trying. Anyway,
Can we ditch the friendship talk?
hey, never mention it.
Uh-huh.
These brutes are like a science experiment gone wrong.
Imagine what the Commonwealth would
they
look
are
like
a science.
Excuse me.
on our side.
There you are.
Why isn't
Almost thought you
Institute
forgot.
figuring that out?
I
I
did.
want to trade a few things.
Oh, I see.
Uh-huh.
You see, I went around Nuka World getting shot collars.
Ready for the next mission, sir?
I just need to trade gear with you.
Of course. Here's...
Now, you might be wondering, Nether, why the fuck is Hancock in a red dress?
Piece of cake running circles
Discussed
around
earlier.
I don't know.
You're gonna be dis...
Can we save this for later?
You are one. You know, I wasn't kidding before. This is the life.
Sure. Can we just keep this professional? Uh-huh.
Well, thanks.
Uh-huh. Hey, Hancock.
Look who it is. We heading out again.
Uh-huh. Just wanted to trade a few things.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I just wanted to trade a few things. Here, put this on.
what I wouldn't give.
I can't put one on Preston, sadly.
Don't test my patience.
Shut up. No, I can't put one on Nick either, but I'm not putting one on the girls. Because unlike most people, Schlorben has standards. What those standards might be, I don't know. But he has standards. Anyway, let's just go to Nordhagen Beach. Now, this giant box right here is full of radiation emitters and a settler stuck in the ground. These will pop and emit a lethal amount of radiation. And in here, you know, we got a bunch of settlers slaving away. These guys have been in here for a while now. Now, you might be wondering, Nether, where are all the plants? Well, they're in here, away from all the light, because Schlorben does not believe in photosynthesis. And, of course, you got a power door where if Schlorben forgets and locks people out,
Back to Diamond City one of these.
they have to start, or locks people in, I'd suppose, they have to start harvesting their own body hair
Town I ever saw.
for nutrition. Can't get Boston Airport, unfortunately. Now let's go to the castle. Now, the castle, I didn't really do much with it, I'm gonna be honest. I got very lazy here.
Yeah?
I'm being honest here. But there's no washrooms. Nothing like that. So they just have to either shit themselves or piss themselves. But if I find out that they've shit or piss on the floor, I go and brutalize the shit out of them and then cut off their legs. Now, Warwick Homestead, this guy stands behind here. So if someone comes, he gets absolutely nuked the shit out of with rockets. You know, you got a caravan trade post here. You know, workout equipment where when June is just dancing. You know, you got a big much fruit plantation, and you might be like, Nether, what is that noise? Well, it's this. You see, in order for them to get into their bedrooms, they have to do this, and it's really cramped over here.
You should take a look at the gourd patch. We've got a prize winner for sure.
I don't care. So, that's just one thing I absolutely love about Warwick Homestead. And also, it smells like shit there. Now, I'm not going to show you Jamaica Plain or Vault 88. I didn't really do much with that in particular. But if we go to Somerville Place, inside, it is so bright that it's spotty, if you can see that. You got, you know, saw blade traps to their only beds, you know, the Nether Classic. Over here you got workout equipment, stuff like that. And you got a store filled with our Lord and Savior, Jack Cabot. I'm joking. Stores and stuff. Now you might be wondering, Nether, what the fuck is this in the air? Well, let me show you. You see, in order for them to get to the only seating...
Dangerous look about it. You ain't here for me.
I think he fucking died. Oh no, he's alive. So they have to go through this weird-ass pathway that's being held up with just tension. To sit in uncomfortable chairs, and the people who sit here in the comfortable chairs sit way too close to the TV. And also, this person sits here day and night for absolutely no reason. Now you might be like, Nether, what the fuck is this for? These are cat cages. I'm gonna fill this place with annoying ass cats. I'm gonna do it. I don't care how long it takes. And soft shell Mirelurk meat is a pain in the ass. Now to Egret Tours Marina. You got a mutt fruit plantation, but you also have a pretty neat water farm on at least one half. I got lazy, I'm gonna be honest. You know, you got their beds up here, which I haven't done anything yet. Which I will be doing soon, don't you worry. It involves saw blade traps, obviously. But there's also more beds over here by the trash can, where Schlorben will occasionally just go and take a massive shit in this trash can. Why? I don't know. Schlorben does as Schlorben wants.
Huh?
Kick him in the penis. And there's a random ass Brahmin here. Now to Sunshine Tidings Co-op. Now, we got a mutt fruit plantation, and in here is the circle of toilets and 2 chairs for people to watch them poop. We got some machines, you know how it is. Gotta keep the happiness up while they're getting tortured. And Schlorben will bring stuff in here to pelt them with the junk jet. I'll fill up my junk jet with stuff and just pelt them with junk. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of fucking weird. But I think this game is absolutely amazing, and I think it's hilarious. But those are not the only settlements. Now, I'm not showing raider settlements as I literally have them just to produce me chems. So it's basically filled with, like, pick-me-up stations. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is Longfellow Cabin. I know it's a lot of fast traveling. I can't do shit about that. But you might be like, Nether, where is everything on the ground? There's nothing here. Except, if you look in the sky, there it is in all of its glory. So, I call this the hub, okay? You have to go up this, brave this long-ass path, which I've timed it. At the rate they move, it takes 25 minutes. Real-life minutes. I'm not even lying. I wish I was. It's so torturous. Anyway, if we go up here, we got Old Longfellow, you know, standing guard. We got flamethrower traps, which burn people. Over here, through this annoying ass pathway, is, you know, grates and slot machines. You see, if they somehow win, I made it so their winnings will fall through the floor. And of course, I drugged this. And this is really uncomfortable for people to sit at, so yeah. You know, they got workout equipment, and they actually got seating out here. Why they would want it, I don't know. Oh, and this, I made it so, like, you know, this person just sits here while someone stares at the back of their head. I think it's really funny. Anyway, over here, what the hell are you doing? Okay, this is their bedroom with slotted roof. So that way, if it rains on them while they sleep. Now you might be like, Nether, what the hell is going on over here? Well, this is a vault door. So if we go inside, you can see a bunch of fruit, much fruit, some pillaries, and it's completely sealed off because, like I said before, Schlorben does not believe in photosynthesis. And if he forgets to lock it up, if he forgets to open it up when he comes by, they have to harvest their own body hair for nutrition or resort to cannibalism. Both of which Schlorben approves of. And here we have, you know, a little automation so I can just go AFK in this box, which I call it my box of depression. Every time I come to a settlement, they're always under attack. I don't know why. Got a mutt fruit farm here, a shit ton of water. Jesus Christ. Why are there death claws? Oh. What the fuck? Did I see that? Did anyone see that Deathclaw just, like, get fucking yeeted? Now, this is the only entrance. And, of course, you got the saw blade traps. You got a spike trap there. A random Brahmin inside of here. I blocked off all other entrances. Now, if you come up here, I keep on forgetting which is the way. I'm getting lost in my own base. So up here is a lone comfy bed. surrounded by blinding lights. Now, at Dalton Farm, I spent over 5 hours. 5 fucking hours to build what you're about to see. So, down here, we got vacuum hoppers, which pull resources through all these lifters, which then goes up there. And you might be like, Nether, what the fuck is this used for? Well, I better show you guys. So, if I just hop over these belts real quick, you can see how things are basically sorted, where it's slapped into a different conveyor belt, which is stupidly long, and eventually it ends up in here. What the fuck? There you go. Now, it all goes down here and downhill. And, it gets all sorted up again into more things. Sorry, I'm just cleaning up a little bit. And sometimes stuff gets slapped down, so it falls down there. I don't know why it happens, it just does. And the center line is the shortest path. This one over there is the longest. This one is a little bit shorter, but it all somehow manages to work. I don't understand how. And then it all falls down here, where it is then pulled from this hopper and put into the storage. It takes forever to do this. To go from there to over here. I spent way too long on this. But it's time for one of my biggest builds I have made in Fallout 4 on what people know as the largest settlement in the game, Spectacle Island. And I still have a lot more space on Spectacle Island that I can actually use for other builds. Ooh. So, you might be like, Nether, what the fuck is this? Well, first things first, we need to go to the bottom. Ooh, Mirelurks. That's actually really handy. So, got some mutt fruit here, some cages over there, and if you come up here, 10 settlers live in somewhat luxury. You see, there are trapdoors that if they fall down, they break their legs. I tested it. You know, they got a barber chair that I can flip the person off the thing, and they got lights blinding them while they sleep. But they also get some chairs. For what, you might ask? Well, let's go into the arena. And yes, I said arena. In here are 4 different variants of creatures with 4 cages each. And as you can see, there are blood troughs. Whose blood is it? Why? It's who you're looking at, of course. So, we must go up to the control room so I can explain a little bit more. So this is what I've called the control room. And I know it looks a little bit like a mess, but it works. The middle here is rocket turrets, which I can activate to basically clean the arena from the creatures. Now this is Mirelurks. It turns on the Mirelurk cages. Deathclaws, the Deathclaw cages. Yao Guys, turns on the Yao Guy cages. And Rad Scorpions. And of course, you got the door to trap them inside so they cannot leave. Got a chair here, a break time siren, or quitting time siren, whatever it's called. Just to annoy the shit out of them. Anyway, that is all of my settlements. I have done a lot in this game. Schlorben has cannibalized pretty much everywhere, tormenting and feasting on the suffering of his settlers. And down there, there's actually a radiated water that I'm going to be setting up pumps to pump all that radiated water out. And if you're wondering what happens to the settlers after they die, don't worry. They don't go to waste. I eat them. Or Schlorben eats them. They always get schlorbled by his mighty fists and unga bungas. You see, I just have fun in this game. I know I'm a bit sadistic. Yeah. So I'm a bit weird like that, okay? But I think it's absolutely hilarious to basically abuse the shit out of settlers, okay?
Sadly, I'll never know the exhilaration of being you.
You see this person drinking? Oh, it's June. Hey, June. So this is a day in the life of Schlorben Norben, okay? I've done a lot in the save. I made a lot of money. Oh, I almost forgot to show you guys. So this broke, and I have no idea why it never worked, but this is where Mama Murphy lives. This trap door here is supposed to drop her down to knock her out.
I know.
Shut up. It never worked. I saw it on a best guest video, but didn't fucking work. Made me sad and depressed. Now, if you're wondering just how many chems and alcoholic beverages I do have, well, a lot. a lot. I have an absolute fuck ton.
I wonder how long my systems will endure these rugged conditions.
Oh, hey, Marcy.
What?
Yeah?
I want to trade a few things.
Nothing I hate more than rare scum.
Just looking to trade a little.
What gave you the idea we're friends?
Jackson ensured I was well built for travel. His modifications will be adequate.
I just want to trade a few things.
Do I look like I want to chit-chat?
A pleasure to see you again, sir. Are you ready to...
Actually, I'll be back later.
Understood.
Schlorben also loves his polished mahogany baseball bat. For pretty obvious reasons. Did I just kill June? Oh. Oh. Oops. Anyway, guys, that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, everyone.